Hello, hi everyone, I am Alex Pinto. I am the engineering manager here at Aventus. I am also the subject matter expert in cryptography. My background goes back more than 20 years. I earned a master's in software engineering, and I also have a PhD in computer science, specializing in cryptography and complexity. I have done research over the years, mostly in public key cryptography, also in database anonymization. I joined the Information Security Group at Royal Holloway, University of London, and I was a postdoctoral research assistant there for 2 years before moving back to the industry as a software engineer, and especially to the financial markets by working at Fidesa. I joined Aventus in 2018 as a blockchain engineer writing smart contracts for Ethereum, and in particular for the Aventus protocol. And in 2019 I became the research lead and focused on zero-knowledge solutions. I am the engineering manager of the team developing the Aventus blockchain since 2020, first at Aventus, now at Aventus. And I basically guide the team that is developing both blockchain and some of the tools around the ecosystem. Now that I've given you my background, there are a few questions that you guys would like to see answered from me. So the first one is, what does Aventus mean to you? I think that's a very interesting question. Personally, it's an amazing achievement. I see working at Aventus a bit like playing in the Champions League, because Aventus blockchain is a massive technological challenge. This is an emerging technology that has the potential to change the world, and it's barely 10 years old. And it is amazing to see how we began as a small team and are tackling some of the hardest challenges in the industry, things that no one has really solved yet, and that we as a community have to solve in order to drive adoption into the bigger society. It's really amazing to be part of this first generation of builders here. And I've been involved with this project since the start, and seeing it grow from its very smallest seeds to where it is today with enterprise-grade products feels a lot like being a kid on the street, starting to play football at 6, 7, 8, and 10 years, 15 years later, playing in one of the major stadiums and being in the highest competitions in the world. It's a very similar feeling. The second question is, how does your past experience help you in your role? I think I can bring my two aspects of software engineer and cryptographer favorably to this role. In a company in blockchain, it's essential that someone knows what cryptography is all about, because ultimately that is the basis of everything we do. This whole blockchain idea is based on lots of constructions that are ultimately cryptographic in nature. On the other hand, I have diverse enough background in software engineering, both in the roles and I've had, in the products and technologies that I've worked with, that I can very meaningfully contribute to promote the development of the team, even if most of the time I'm not very involved at the technically deep level. I am there to guide the whole team through the difficulties, to give them focus, and to show them where their value is going, where the effort is going to be applied for the best value. And so I think I can make a meaningful contribution to lead the team and make us achieve our goals as a company. The next question is, where do you see Aventus in the next 5 to 10 years? I think that is a dreaded question every time you go to a job interview, because sometimes you are too young to have it planned all out. But realistically, 5 to 10 years is a very long time, and especially in this area that is just emerging. 10 years is pretty much almost all of the history of blockchain. And I am continuously amazed at what we can do at Aventus. The team excels both in the technological side and in the vision for new products, but in 10 years, we're talking about whole new markets, about whole new products that probably haven't dreamed even yet as a collective. And so I can say that today we are already driving NFT markets, we are already driving token transfers and even in-game transactions, but in 10 years I want us to be a household name doing all the other stuff that is still to come and that is still to be created and engineered. And I'm very confident that we can be there and that we'll be there. And that we'll say Aventus and people will think of it, yes, I know that name as well as I know Google today. So the next question is, when you're not working, what do you like to do for fun? Good question. Fun is important. It's there's not much time for it, but you can't really do this kind of taxing and stressing work if you don't stop and break for a while and have rest. For me, that is mainly karate on one hand, and which I like to practice a lot, but not as a martial art. It's more like a tool for self-development, a tool for introspection, even meditation and physical perfectioning. I also like to read, and although I read about karate, I like to read more generally. And especially when I need to have some real time for myself and to introspect a bit, what I really like to do is to sit at the piano and play. And finally, the last question is, when AVN reaches 1 billion transactions, how will you celebrate? Well, 1 billion transactions is a milestone, and I'll be very happy when we reach it and look at the next stage. But for me, every time I reach a milestone, I think it's time to stop and think and look around and see what you have just done. I think 1 billion transactions for us would be a great time to get the whole team out, take them on a weekend, let's go on a hiking trail up a mountain or a summit or a peak somewhere, and stop there at the top and look around and look at the landscape and think for a while. What is it that we have just achieved? What is it that we are going to do next? Have some time to stop, meditate, and consider the next steps. And be proud of what we have just done. It's not a stopping point, it's just a little bit of rest before the next fight, the next battle, before coming down and starting all over again. And that's it. I hope you have enjoyed the answers. I hope you keep supporting Aventus and giving us all the strength that we need to go on. It's an amazing journey, and I hope you'll be there for us, with us for the ride. See you.